You have a total of 0 health potions amongst all of you.
Quit your lollygagging. The enchanted forest is nearby.
Give me a hill. One hill. It's been flat land for miles.
We take the bison bodies, we stack them on top of each other, and then we...
Who do you think exactly is going to be stacking all these bison?
No. We kill the bison, we stack the bodies, and I was saying we make a hill from the dead bodies. If Angus dies...
No. Oh, listen. I'd be a fish out of water, a plane without wings, a man without a horse.
Oh, help. The horse has fallen and it can't get up.
Hey, guys, we found a hill, and you know what that means. I don't have to have nightmares about tiny people sitting on my shoulders anymore.
It means maps.
Hey, it means dinner.
It means a long rest. And I do mean a very long rest.
Hello, foundlings, and welcome back to another episode of the Sword Art Online Odd Podcast. This is Season 1, Episode Numero Dos. For those of you who don't speak Spanish, that's 2.
That is number 2.
If you're just joining us, we here are playing a game called Pathfinder, and we're using its rule set where we sit around a table and roll dice to determine the outcomes of players' actions as we kind of go through a story which I wrote and you all experience. I am your aforementioned game master and host. My name is Quentin, and I am joined by my only singular, count them, Juan player.
One player.
You. That's you. Yes.
That's me.
That is you.
Also, it's really funny when you say you wrote it yourself. You know, we were just inspired by a certain anime, but that's okay.
Exactly. I have no affiliation. I
Yeah.
wrote this all myself.
All
Completely
himself.
original.
Completely original, very different. Actually, no,
Never
extremely different.
Before seen content.
Very never before seen. Anyway, hello, I'm Snow, and I play Snow. Well, at least everyone pretty much calls me Snow, but I'm Emily, and I play Snow in this campaign.
Not to confuse anyone except everyone.
Yeah, everyone. Well, Snow is still a level 3 fighter, accompanied by her wolf, Nachia, who is the king. Of what? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. While I might be a fighter, I'm hoping that we can maybe get a class change because I hate feats. GM?
Whose bright idea was it to play a fighter? Was it moi? Or was this decision someone else came to and is now regretting?
I asked you what the best endgame outfit was. That's my... Yeah, listen, okay?
Last time, our party ventured through the plains in search of the enchanted forest, where you've heard rumor that there are creatures called slimes. These are of particular interest, of course, because the byproduct that they produce is used to craft health potions, which in recent times have been a very highly sought-after product for no particular reason at all, and absolutely no human condition called panic buying and greed.
Hold on. You can't lie, all right? You're trying to grease this over, and I'm going to tell you, buddy, it's not human condition. It's a particular person, Dark Savior 69.
39.
Whatever. It was Dark Savior, number redacted, who bought the entire town of Beginnings out of their health potions. What an evil son of a gun. I assume that's his laugh.
Your group traveled through the plains in search of this place. The enchanted forest is what you were looking for. But at some point, even though you literally only had to follow a cardinal direction, you still somehow managed to get lost.
Thanks, Wilson.
Don't blame him. He's a good boy. Okay? It was someone's grand idea that whilst in the middle of the plains that they should attack a herd of bison. This led to Angus, Wilson's mount, getting injured and slowed down your party. And now, however, in an attempt to recuperate and rest, you have found yourself on a nice hilltop, resting, I assume.
So I'm asleep or am I awake? I need to clarify with you, GM.
Yes, well, you're resting. So yes, you, right now, are asleep. And as a matter of fact, after a long and arduous day of travel, you're actually having a nice dream.
That's good.
You're home with your little girl and someone else. His face is blurry, but certainly familiar. You definitely know who they are, but as they speak, you hear them say your name, but it's not really your name. And the voice you hear isn't really their voice.
Snow.
Snow.
Blaine? Oh, what?
And coming to this realization, you feel as if you're being shaken. Well, that's not what I normally go by, but you can call me whatever you want as long as it's not late for dinner. And as you open your eyes, you can clearly see that Clyde is leaning over you with a hand on your shoulder.
What are you doing?
Shh. I just finished keeping watch for the night, and, Celia tapped out on this one. So, yeah.
Oh, right.
Your last watch.
You're still in the game.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we're here. Oh, yeah, and, before I forget, here, I saved you something. Dinner? Breakfast? Not that it really matters. Anyways, you didn't get to eat, so I wanted to make sure you did get to eat, so here. And you see as he tosses you a bread roll. Though, strangely enough, even though he mentioned that you missed the opportunity to eat a while ago, the morsel he has provided you is still strangely warm.
Oh, huh.
And in fact, roll a perception check.
Thanks. Like, what was it, under his shirt or something?
Roll a perception check. Listen, okay?
Perception?
Yep.
Can we not?
Nope, don't worry.
What's wrong with the bread, GM?
Nothing's wrong with the bread. As a matter of fact, you actually see that there's a cute little heart shape carved into the roll.
Oh, that's actually really cute. Genuinely.
I made it myself.
Thanks. My perception is a 9, by the way.
So although you find yourself distracted in the moment with Clyde, you both begin to hear a low-toned growl, unmistakably emanating from Machia. And there's a distinctive rustling in a nearby brush, nearby along with a hollow, rattling sound. And seconds later, you see as aged bones begin assembling themselves into the framework of a skeleton.
No! Okay, I look around. Where is Wilson?
Yeah. So the fire is beginning to smolder in the area a bit. So it's not exactly well lit, but seeing as you have low light vision, you can actually see that he is just a few feet away from you, currently curled up in his bedroll near the fire.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to gracefully, and by gracefully I mean like wildly roll out of bed and then like roll over and give him a smack like on the stomach or butt, whatever's like up, I guess. What's facing up? Oof, I guess.
Oof, indeed. Startled, Wilson turns to you. What was that for?
Hey Wilson, I don't have a bone to pick with you, but they sure do.
Clyde, kind of coming to and seeing all this as well, exclaims, "Oh, no, not again, guys! We've got company!" Clyde shouts as he lights a torch, and you can now see that there are actually not one, but 12 skeletons approaching your party. Oh, like, why was there such a rude awakening?
What?
Company? What do you mean?
Would you rather I just crawl over to you and whisper gently into your ear? We don't have time for that. Get up, toot your horn, and target something.
Wilson seems distracted, taking a moment, maybe too long of a moment, to process what you just said. But after a while, he snaps out of it and quickly maneuvers into position, but very groggily blowing his horn.
Oh yeah, I was very groggy.
What is going on? Is it already morning?
You see as Tiffany is standing up.
Well, Tiffany, it seems that Wilson's a bit horny, but it seems we're also in a grave situation right now.
Whoa! You could have woke us up more urgently.
Wilson, more urgent duty, please. Does that sound more urgent to you now?
Not particularly. I can't really make the distinction between the two, but I guess it'll have to do.
And you can see as Clyde is currently struggling to put back on all of his armor, and Celia is crawling out from her tent now amidst all of the commotion.
Oh, well, there goes my beauty sleep. It's a good thing resting doesn't actually mean sleeping for 8 hours straight.
Well, you look great, but really glad you could join us right now. There's a situation.
Mm-hmm. And you see as Celia begins scanning her surroundings momentarily, and you see her cover her face with one of her hands and make a very exasperated sigh.
Oh, I don't mean to be rude, but Did anyone care to check around camp before we set up here? I believe we've settled on an ancient burial ground.
Wait, what? Clyde, weren't you on the last watch? You didn't see...
So yeah, roll a perception check as Celia has called this to your attention.
18.
So yeah, with your low light vision and the extra illumination from the torch Clyde has dropped, you can see in the dancing shadows that the rocks from earlier that you noticed atop the hill, they're certainly stone, but they have a very distinct arc shape that is immensely, ubiquitously understood to be tombstones.
Oh, yeah. GM, you know those rocks that you described and said they were rocks?
Yeah, you thought they were rocks.
On a hill?
Yeah, the rocks.
Of course, rocks.
Aren't
rocks on a hill.
tombstones just
Tombstones
rocks?
on a hill. It's fine. It's fine.
And before your eyes flash the words, ancient burial ground discovered.
Okay. I'm nearsighted, okay? I couldn't tell. Literally, my perception score is not that great. Anyway, GM, I'm in a shoot first, ask questions later mood. How close are they to me?
You don't want to try talking with them?
I mean...
Do you not speak Necril? Like, what's wrong with you? Oh, well...
No, I speak Whistle.
Well, then for you, folk with a very more simpler disposition in life, they are with about in 30 feet of you, but they are closing in quickly.
Yeah, no, I want to fire my bow at the closest skeleton.
Okay, you do so. Clyde is doing similarly, and since the skeletons have technically acted on their surprise round, they have closed the gap on you and your party. You can fire, but I am also now going to need you to roll an initiative check.
Well, before I do that, I'm going to... But with point blank shot, that's a 17 to hit.
Sure. Yeah. And what's the damage?
7.
Nice! So you quickly knock an arrow, pull it back into the string, and then let it fly. The arrow sinks deep into the brittle bones of the skeleton, and it begins falling apart into a bony heap. As you hear another mass of bones fall to the dirt, and you can kind of hear Clyde excitedly whisper, "Yes!"
Wow. Nice job, Clyde. You actually hit something for once.
I know! Isn't it amazing?
I'm so proud of you.
You know, I'm proud of myself, but, hey, you can, reward me later. So, yeah, your initiative.
Oh, yeah. Slow at math here. 23.
Okay. I think we can all, safely assume you'll be going first. Having rested a little bit longer than the others, besides Celia, who has definitely rested the most out of everyone, you do feel refreshed and ready to go. Meanwhile, Wilson and Tiffany are still, feeling a little bit sluggish, having just woken up.
By the way, I'm just imagining the rest of this conversation that's going on between each action. Like Snow says, I'd rather not back to Clyde.
Or we can at least just say you did, right?
You know what? You can say whatever you want once, but I will still deny it fervently.
You know, that is always the hard part. That's the hurdle to get over.
I'd like to aim for the next closest skeleton.
Well, what's your hit?
19.
Well, certainly, if the last one hit, that one does too. So what's your damage?
6.
Nice. Your arrow passes through the skeleton, but of course not before taking several ribs with it, which all clatter to the ground, and you have dealt a very sizable chunk of damage to this particular skeleton.
Can I have a Chia attack?
Yeah. I mean, we'll just, for the sake of simplifying things, we'll just have him go in your turn. So, what's his to hit?
17! And I'll roll damage just in case. Damage is 4. And then I point to the skeleton in front of us, and I say, fetch!
Nice. So yeah, Nichia gets up, leaping and bounding, runs towards the skeleton and lunges at its chest. And you hear the cracking sound, and you see as the skeleton rears back. And for a moment, you see the skeleton look down at its rib cage, which is missing another rib, and it points to the empty space, and then to Nichia, and then kind of chattering before angrily collapsing into a pile of bones. For me, can you roll a perception check?
Okay. 16.
You can clearly see that these skeletons are wielding very primitive weapons. One of whom is carrying a stone axe, is charging at Wilson. And as the skeleton moves to Wilson, he actually is able to use his glaive to bat the weapon away. The skeleton chatters angrily. Another skeleton rushes over, removing its arm, holding its arm in its other arm, having a sword arm, if you would. and tries to hit Wilson with it, but he managed to kind of like sidestep out of the way. And then off to the side, you see a pair of skeletons currently hitting Celia with their rigid, like, bony hands.
Sounds dirty.
And a larger skeleton, ignoring that, attempts to beat Tiffany with his closed fists, but to no avail as they are bouncing off his glowing purple armor. A wild smile spreads across Tiffany's face as he swings his hammer straight up through the ribcage of the skeleton and knocks his head off, clean flying into the plains.
Snow covers like her brow and just goes, 4.
Are we keeping track of how many we killed? Another arrow whizzes past Tiffany as he looks over in your direction. And it appears that Clyde's aim was, just a little off from its target. Hey! Sorry!
Enough of this.
You hear Celia kind of groan, and you begin to see as she begins blowing into her pipe. And very faintly, you see a small red glowing orb begins to form. She then flicks her pipe off in the direction of a large collection of skeletons, and the tiny orb gingerly flies towards them. But as it does, it begins to grow larger and larger and larger, until eventually it explodes into an infernal mass of a huge fireball which melts the bones and takes 3 of them out in an epic explosion. There are 5 skeletons left. One of them, which is like flicking its fingers at you like a projectile, but the explosive force of Celia's fireball causes the finger to veer off and kind of like dink off of Clyde's armor. Yes! I knew I got dressed for a reason! Continuing with this theme, the rather shabby-looking skeleton takes aim at Clyde, but as it begins to flick its finger, its hand kind of like breaks off and goes limp.
Nice.
Wilson points his glaive, and you see one of the skeletons near him is marked with his challenge. He then arcs his weapon overhead, slashes downward into the brittle structure of the skeleton, easily breaking off parts. And now, we're back to the top of the round. It's 2 Snow.
Huh, sounds like a lot of work for you, GM.
Yeah, well, you have me controlling like 4 or 5 characters and then also the encounter.
I think you're doing a fantastic job.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, it's my turn. Like you said, I'm going to shoot at one of the skeletons that is attacking Wilson. 14 to hit. Damage 6.
You do successfully hit. Your arrow flies into the skull of one of the skeletons, the one that was carrying the axe and was attacking Wilson. Cracking through the skull, and now he has an arrow sticking out of one of his eye sockets.
Okay. And then again, I will yell and point at the skeleton. Nachia, fetch.
When you said you were gonna yell and point at the skeleton, I thought you were going to yell at the skeleton, and I was gonna be like, oh, he's offended. But no, I see you.
Sorry.
You wish to attack.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
That's exactly. Nachia fetching.
Well, yes, there's more context to that now. So as Nachia might, he leaps towards the skeleton attempting to fetch, only then that he realizes that he already has a bone in his mouth. And he seems somewhat conflicted. And he's trying to, like, fit another one in, but he can't, like, get it out, and just too much.
Can you, like, trip
Too
him
much
with the bone?
stuff, not enough space.
I guess I should teach him trip next.
I guess. I don't know. Like, he's already fetched something, so he cannot fetch more, right? Because you very specifically have not trained him.
Nachia, drop it. Drop the bone.
You haven't taught him that either. And you also haven't taught him attack. So, I guess, roll a handle animal.
12.
Nachia does not drop the bone, and actually seems to protest your request, as he's very much enjoying himself right now.
No, drop it. Drop it. No, don't shoot it. Bad Nachia. He is so greedy.
And it looks like it's their turn. Both of the skeletons that were attacking Wilson now turn their attention to you, because you've been shooting them repeatedly, and they can't seem to hit Wilson. So they pull out their arms.
Excuse me?
Yep.
They disarmed themselves?
They've armed themselves by disarming themselves. Now one skeleton is holding his arm in his other hand, and the arm which he is holding an axe. So it's like...
Jim, that's a foul. That's an improvised weapon. It can't exist.
Nope, it can. So what's your...
You just gave him reach?
What's your AC?
I thought I was near... Like, I thought it was near Wilson, so how is it hitting me then?
Well, yeah, so like I said, it has its arm in its hand, which is an arm axe, so that gives it like 10 feet of reach.
I did not realize I was that close. Okay. Makes sense since I was this close to Wilson in the beginning. I smacked
rolled
him.
over. Yeah, you were like literally within 5 feet of one another.
So my AC is 19.
Well, surprisingly enough, it actually hits, even with the improvised weapon penalty. You take 8 damage as the axe slices deep into your arm, and the other skeleton attempts to use its projectiles and flick its fingers at you.
With its arm?
Well, no, but don't worry. This one is trying to flick at you with its... This one's not disarmed itself. It's flicking you.
So it's disfingered itself.
It's disfingered, yes. It's disfingering you.
Disfingering me?
Well, it's disfingering itself at you, okay? Like, I don't... How do you want this? But sadly, it sucks at disfingering itself, so it misses, and its finger lands in the dirt. You hear Celia yell out in pain, as apparently she has been hit by one of the remaining skeletal bodies.
Oh, I thought she was getting fingered, like, at a distance.
Yeah, disfingering. It's a very common thing. Celia! Get your hands off our wizard! And you see as Tiffany charges towards the skeleton, reeling back with his massive hammer and bringing it across, shattering the bones. And you see as Clyde finally hits another one of the skeletons, dealing actually a large amount of damage to the arm skeleton with the axe that recently cut into you. And with the last bit of damage, you see its HP bar crash to 0, and the creature crumbles onto the ground. Celia appears to take a 5-foot step back away from the skeletons, and then reaches out her hand and shoots a giant cone of fire from her fingertips and sears the skeletons near her to dust. Wilson shifts his glaive in his hand, using the momentum from his previous swing, and cleaves into the remaining skeletons, sending one of their bones flying through the air. And that is the combat.
Wow, that was a really fast combat, I gotta say. Nice job, GM.
Well, I'm doing almost all of the dice rolling here.
Yeah. So after the combat's, settled.
Which it is, yeah.
Snow squats really quickly.
Okay.
Nachia, give me the bone.
Nachia stops chewing, bows down with his front legs, and his tail starts wagging.
No, give it to me. And I start, waddling slowly towards him.
So you are squatted, waddling towards your wolf. As soon as you start, approaching him gently, he stands up and immediately becomes just, jumping through the plains in the tall grass, frolicking away.
I chase him, and I just start screaming, "Drop it, Nachia! Drop the bone! No! Bad boy! Bad!"
So, yeah, at this point, it's just 100% become a game of catch me if you can. And everyone is just, laughing at the sight of you just chasing Nachia through the plains. Except Priscilla, who just takes a deep, heavy sigh.
Oh, well, there goes my biggest spell slot for the day. And I just woke up. I hope we don't have any other encounters for the rest of the day.
Well, we probably could have handled it without that, but it certainly did make things go quicker.
Yes, well, there's no point in going back to sleep now. We'd have to rest again for another 8 hours in order to get my spell slots back, thanks to the combat.
Yeah. Oh, God. She's, holding her sides. It looks like the sun's coming up now anyway.
And before I forget, please roll to see how lucky you are for loot. Roll me 3 d20s.
2.
Nice.
13. 17.
You get 5 skeleton bones.
Great.
And 1 skeleton skull. Congratulations.
Huzzah.
But your XP bar fills with 960 XP. Oh, cool! Look at this!
Oh, no. Please tell me you didn't get some rare loot.
Rare? Did no one else get a skeleton skull? I'm sorry, skeleton soul?
Nope. No.
Oh, no, I just got bones. Well, apparently if you, plant this thing in the ground, it'll summon a skeletal soldier to, fight for you.
Oh, look at me. I'm Clyde. I got a fancy soul thingy. I go over to my bedroll and just fall face first into it, definitely pouting a little bit, but stomach starts growling wildly, as stomachs do. Wildly growl? Question mark?
In a attempt to assuage you. Clyde walks over and begins patting your back. There, princess. You did a good job.
I draw my dagger, and then I just kind of like point it at his throat.
Whoa, okay. Princess has teeth. Got it. Hey, what did you get? Something cool, I'm right? Sure, totally.
Bones and a skull.
I mean, you could sell them and maybe buy, like, the health potions with the money.
You know what it's gonna do? It's gonna sit in my inventory and take up space. Oh.
Wow, this is the most non-familial female interaction I've had in years.
Clyde is just kind of like whispering to himself.
Wait, she just sits right up. I didn't get to eat my bread roll. Where is it? Jim?
It appears that in the chaos, your bread roll has been crushed.
She goes over to it and has a mini funeral and cries a little bit on the outside.
Hey, Snow, you know I have more bread rolls, right? And Clyde just places one on your shoulder as you're having your little funeral.
She slowly just puts the dagger away. She reaches out, tears in her eyes.
Here you go. Nice, princess. Want a bread roll?
You know, it was almost good until he said that. Nichia. Fetch.
Nichia was standing off to the side, gnawing on a bone, but as you call his attention to the steaming bread roll, his jaw drops, the bone falls out, and he just begins chasing Clyde all around the camp. And this goes on for about 10 minutes until Nichia is inevitably victorious. And you can see that he settles down next to you and he's gulping down the bread roll while glaring at Clyde and licking his chops.
Oh, so now you'll listen. Oh, great. Well, did you get any experience for that, Nichia?
Oh, rough.
What about you, Clyde? Getting chased?
You see as he opens up his game UI and scrolls down through his character sheet. Oh, no. And that was like a 2-mile run in a circle.
I wish there was a way just to stop these little random encounters from happening constantly.
Oh, well, I mean, technically there is, but it doesn't work.
Are you talking about the encounter option in the menu?
Yes. It's supposed to turn off or at least decrease the chances for encounters in explored regions.
Well, I mean, we haven't had too many encounters. It's just I don't like surprise encounters. Why are you rolling?
I'm rolling for encounter.
Oh, GM, please stop. I have no healing. We've had plenty of encounters for the past, session or so.
Well, thankfully, there are no encounters. And everyone does get to take a moment to breathe. The sun is slowly coming up above the horizon, and the early morning birds begin singing. Not soon after, Clyde makes breakfast while Wilson attends to Angus, who is looking slightly better, but you can tell is still somewhat injured. And the rest of you get to clean up your encampment and prepare to head out.
Ooh, wait, can I do something really quick?
Sure.
Okay, so while Clyde is cooking, I actually want to grind up the skeleton bones.
Uh-huh.
And I'm glaring at him while I do it.
Clyde?
Uh-huh.
Hey, how you doing?
She snaps a rib and keeps eye contact the whole time.
He sort of winces and holds his own rib cage. Are you throwing a temper tantrum right now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She's so salty about the soul.
Why?
I mean, listen, she just snaps another one.
Oh, well, you know, it's worth it. This is the most attention I've got, so I'll take it. All right, you two lovebirds, it's time to hit the hay, and by the hay, I mean the road, because it's a field, like grain, and there's hay everywhere.
Wait, is there a road? Does it have hay on it? I just need to clarify, because this could be real.
Well, there's not a road, but there's a lot of grass, and it could be hay.
Tiffany, there is no road.
The road is the trail we blaze.
Oh, I see what you did there, Mr. Eldorado.
At least somebody appreciates my references. Snow, roll a perception check as you get ready to head out.
I crit! The total is 23, though.
You hear off in the distance.
If it's a scream, I'm completely ignoring it.
No, not a scream, but a conversation between a very deep voice and a very high-pitched voice, but they seem to be kind of far off in the distance.
Do you guys hear that?
Well, it sounds like a conversation of people are having that are heading this way.
Can I see anyone in the direction the sound is coming from?
You turn, and you do, in fact, see over even this very tall grass a very taller than the grass, like a large.
Wait, how tall is the grass?
Large. Well, it's tall, but that's not the point, because the point is though it is tall, this individual is larger, significantly larger than anyone, in fact, you've ever seen in the game, and is a fellow with deep red skin. Let me put this into perspective for you. So, the grass you've been trekking through is about 3 feet tall.
Okay,
right?
that makes sense.
Though he is quite distant, you can see that the grass only comes up to just above his knee.
Why are we? Is that a giant?
Like center thigh?
No.
And on top of this individual, on his shoulders, there seems to be a small female child, perhaps.
Is this Kenpachi from Bleach?
No. Oh, that is my favorite character. You hear as they get closer, you can begin overhearing their conversation.
How many times do I have to tell you that you're not supposed to go this way, stupid? The message came from over here.
Oh, well, I thought I heard it come from over here.
No. I'm telling you, it was from over that way. Oh, hi, guys. We got your message. We heard that there was a little horsey and that he was hurt and that we could maybe help and that the wizard was really concerned. So we've come to save the day.
Oh, finally, someone answered.
That was a day. Wow. The spell actually worked.
And as they approach closer, you can see that the large man appears to be an orc with red skin, a full black beard, the sides of his head shaved, and the top of his hair pulled back in a short ponytail. He is mostly uncovered, save for an armored pauldron on his left shoulder and a leather, loincloth wrapped around his waist. The female is quite small in stature. In fact, she only seems to be about 3 feet tall. She has pink hair tied in pigtails, and she's wearing a long-sleeved purple jacket with matching shorts.
Well, yeah, see, luckily I was listening to the wind when I was popping a squat one day, and we found you. So, I'm Grog. Nice to meet you. We're here to help a horse.
And you look up and see that his username is literally Grog 2.0.
She takes his hand, hopefully. Does he get crushed?
Well, you can see that as he holds out his hand and you inch ever closer, that not only does his height dwarf you, but so does his hand, as it seems to be about the size of your head.
She winces instinctively.
But as you make contact with it, though his hand engulfs yours, you feel that he is actually a very gentle giant.
She looks down at the hand or looks up over. She looks at the hand, whatever height it's at. And then she looks back up to the smaller person and just says, "So, I got Grog 2.0 here, and who are you?"
Oh, I'm Crystal. Well, at least that's what I like to go by. You don't put your name out on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Who would do that?
Yeah.
And you see that she slides down off of this giant's shoulders and plops down into the grass, but kind of disappears as she is shorter than the grass itself.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Where is Clyde, by the way?
He's next to you.
Okay, I'm going to grab him by his arm.
Hey, careful with the merchandise. I know I'm great, but
I just push him in front of me towards her. She's a little overbearing, I think. Here, you can have her.
I don't think I'd fit.
No, bad. I was saying you seem like you would be good with kids.
No, I think that's a woman. Like a full-grown woman.
Then why is she a midget?
I'm not a midget. I am a halfling.
And you hear this disembodied voice shout from the rustling of grass as the blades move wildly and the small halfling leaps out towards Angus.
Horsey!
Well, I don't do halflings.
Angus rears back.
Oh, no.
and you see as she attempts to calm the horse, but having a small creature leap out at you from like being hidden in the tall grass is very unsettling, and he continues to bray and stomp. Whoa, Angus, they're here to help, buddy, okay?
Well, of course we are. I would never harm a horsey. I'm just such a good boy.
She reaches into her pack, and she pulls out a red vial filled with liquid. She pops the cork and pours it onto Angus's wounds, and you see a marked improvement on both him and his physical state, but also as his health bar begins to rise to full.
Oh, don't worry, horsey. We were headed to the enchanted forest so we can get more health potions. So it's going to be great, and we're going to have fun. And now we have a horse, right?
Oh, God.
We're friends?
No, it's too much energy. I back away and I start to just move and stand behind Wilson. Too much energy. I just can't.
I know.
And I mean, like me and Grog over here, we don't have any annual companions, so it's like, is that a wolfie?
And she just runs straight towards Nichia.
Nichia, run before it's too late.
Nichia looks really proud and haughty, but when he hears you say that, he looks nervous in either direction and sees the small child coming ever closer towards him. And he just turns tail, bolts, and runs. And you see as there are two figures darting around in the tall grass, but eventually one does catch up to the other, and all you hear off in the distance is a, oh!
I keep forgetting that Nichia is essentially a wolf pup, so he's not that big.
No, he's not that big yet. He's still just a medium creature.
I love how he has all this attitude for this size.
Oh, so, yeah, I'm really sorry about her. I can't really control what she does.
That still doesn't really explain who you people are.
Oh, yeah, I'm Grog.
And you see he holds out his hand again.
I'll take his hand again. Yeah, you said that already. Well, I'm Snow.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Snow. Isn't it a little... Wait, you're the weather?
No, that's my username. You see the Snow Hikara above? Just, you can call me Snow.
Oh, okay. So I'm Grog, you're Snow, that's Crystal. We now know each other.
Well, I mean, I know your names, but I don't know who you are. I shove Wilson towards him.
Hi!
And Wilson looks up to this man who is like at least 2 feet taller than him.
Is he bigger than Tiffany?
Yeah, by like a solid like foot and a half.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. I do know that the game used like our character, like our base sizes to adjust the avatars, but how are you this big, Grog?
Oh, I don't really know anything about a game or avatars or anything. But I'm just really big boned.
And he smiles and kind of like pats his bicep.
Huh. You know, I do like, Celia, that your fart in the wind summoned people here.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? At the mention of this, just Celia's face turns like bright red, and she gets kind of like upset and kind of just is pouting, and you just see Grog kind of like scratch his beard.
You know, that makes sense. I was squatting, chilling my buns a bit after an out of fate noise. You know, I thought I let one slip, but clearly there's a fart in the wind. Very unsettling feeling to think that your farts are talking to you. But then, I tells Crystal, my bowels told me that a horse fell down and couldn't get up. And I couldn't rightfully ignore it, seeing that my bowels went out of their way to tell me this.
And you see as Celia's face just gets redder and redder. And then Crystal just pops up out of the grass, and in her arms, she is like wrapped around Nichia's neck, and she's kind of just like dragging her back to the rest of the encampment, and you see Nichia looks completely defeated.
Now, of course, I know that farts can't talk. No mechanic in the game works like that, right? So I had to show Grog that what he heard was a fart, a message, and I gotta say, it did kind of hang around in the air, because like I could like hear it, so it did kind of linger like a fart.
Are you sure it wasn't Grog's like after smell?
Enough of the party humor, you.
Well, anyways, like I said earlier, we heard that the horsey needed help, and we were heading in this direction anyways, and then just poof, we're here. Look at that. We just walked. Or he walked, because I was on his shoulder.
Well, you know, we could have just headed back to town to recover at this point.
No, absolutely not. We've come far too far for that to be a reasonable option.
Celia, we don't have any form of healing. We have no health potions. Nothing.
That is what the quest is for.
I know, but we keep getting floored and just surprised by these surprise encounters.
I mean,
Woo.
I wouldn't say that. I think we've been handling this quite well.
I should have just gone to that stupid Dark Savior 69 and
39.
sold my body and just like all this.
What?
Not that way, but in
What are you talking about?
the billboard way. Speaking of which, she turns around and points to the emblem on the back of the shirt. Please stop by the Boar Hat. We sell meat and I bring the meat. Boar's Hat. We have the meats.
Dang it, now you made me want Abby's curly fries.
Yeah, I know. A great slogan, right? The butcher guy really wanted me to say something that was way worse, though.
Which is?
Don't worry about it. I think it was something along the lines of like we slaughter them.
Oh, wait, you say you got me?
Yeah. I pull out a slab of bison meat from my inventory.
Oh yeah.
And this is what's going to the butcher, and she kind of like waves it around the air tauntingly.
How much you want for it?
I'm getting 4 gold per pound, so
How much would this buy?
And he just sets down an entire like sack of gold coins.
how much gold is in it? Can I like open up a menu or something?
Yeah. So you kind of interact with the UI of the sack, and you poke it, and a little icon pops up above it, and it says 20 gold.
Oh, but this was hard to get without somebody almost dying. Unfortunately, I have to turn this in to complete a quest. But if you stop in at the Boar Hat, you can get a 10% discount for using the code MEATLOVERFOREVER. That's spelled meat, LUVER for lover, and then the number 4, ever.
You know, I don't know who comes up with these stupid, like, coupon codes and everything, but don't worry about it. I got some meat that I would not mind parting with.
And you see Tiffany hands over a stack of meat and takes the gold pouch off the ground.
Now I feel like the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, I love it. He's got the meats. I don't know what, like, bull's head this is, but I know this man's got it.
It's Boar's Hat.
Uh-huh, yeah, sure.
And you see Grog just take a 5-pound slice of bison meat and tear into it raw.
They're my sponsor. Boar's Hat. We have the meats.
Oh, I'm sorry, just don't mind me. I didn't have breakfast today, and I've already walked 25 miles.
Oh, raw?
Yeah,
That should be cooked first, I thought.
what? No, it's fine. You know, I was always told that I gotta steal.
I'm gonna take a closer look and, check this gut of steel he says he has.
He's not lying. This man is absolutely shredded. He's got an 8-pack. And you see as Grog gobbles down the last bit of the meat, and Crystal is kind of like dragging Lucia out from the open grass.
My poor wolf.
I've got you, silly boy. What's his name?
Definitely annoyed at this little woman that's manhandling my wolf. So she gets a little bit more salty and just begins mumbling to herself. Stupid wolf can't run a halfling.
No, he's fast. He's good. He's like nimble, like a beaver. But the thing is that I managed to get a jump on him.
Yeah. You got the jump on him, all right.
Well, you know what? Fine. If you don't want us to be here, we don't have to be here. I could be chilling at a beach with Iggy Azalea's step-cousin right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you guys here. You just come on really strong. You come on stronger than Clyde, who's trying to come on to me all the time.
Hey, anytime, darling?
Exactly. And just gestures to Clyde. This is what I've been dealing with.
You know, I don't try to be abrasive, but with a stature like mine and the pointy teeth and the fact that I'm 5 heads taller than everyone and have size 27 shoes, I drive off any new friends.
I'm so evil right now. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. His name is Nachia.
He's a king! Oh, I love him. He's so precious.
You're right. He is the king, Worker Boy.
Oh, he's such a big wolfie. I could ride him around. Oh my gosh, Grog, I wouldn't have to ride on your stupid shiny head anymore if I could ride on the back of this wolf and then we could go, ow!
Wait, is Grog your mount?
Crystal, I'm your mount. Am I being replaced?
Well, yeah, stupid. No, not to the last part, you silly dunder muffin. I mean, he meets all of the requirements. I mean, he's 2 size categories larger than me. He's cute. He's fluffy. He goes, oh, woof, but nothing could replace you.
How does she boop him?
She jumps.
Oh, wow. I look at Tiffany, and I gesture with both hands to them. Tiffany? And then I look at Grog, and then at Wilson. Wilson?
Both men look at you and then back at each other.
I don't know what you're implying. Yeah, I just don't know what you're implying.
Suggestive eyebrows. You know, Tiffany, you're tall. Wilson, you're kind of smaller than Tiffany. Okay, they're missing the point.
Wait, are you trying to get them to play a game of chicken with this, 7.5 foot tall giant?
Hey, I am not that small. He is not that small. I promise you, I will get crushed.
I wag my finger at them. You're forgetting our secret weapon.
Oh my gosh, you guys have a secret weapon?
I look at Celia and gesture.
Why are you pointing at me?
Oh!
Celia. Wilson. Shrink. Like tiny Wilson. Like it'd be... Okay.
Do you want them to have a play date?
I throw my hands up in the air. This isn't getting anywhere. I had plans.
Celia takes a deep breath, kind of looking at you knowingly, understanding what you want. And you see as she blows out a smoke ring from her pipe, and it begins floating in Wilson's direction. And as it makes contact with him, you suddenly see as he begins reducing in size, and then the ring pops around him. And he is half the size he normally is, and is the exact same height as Crystal.
Oh my gosh!
I walk over and I want to try and pick up Wilson.
He's currently distracted by his current form, examining all of the shrunken parts. And as you pick him up, he looks terrified.
Oh, I'm small!
Yeah, you are. I extend him out to Grog.
Oh, does this little guy want upsies?
No, wait, I'm not a little...
I hand him over to Grog immediately.
Oh, come here, buddy. Upsy daisy.
And Grog takes Wilson and pops him on his shoulders. And Wilson eventually stops resisting and just resigns himself at this point, and just kind of points his glaive, which is also now smaller and shrunk and looks no larger than a dagger now.
All right, now listen. I have this great mount, and his name is Angus, and there's nothing you can...
Does he show up as a mount on your end, by the way?
Wilson just pops up into a sub-menu and checks, and you see as he opens up the UI and it says, Mount, Player, Grog.
Yes.
Case in point, we have an alternative in case, the worst happens to Angus.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know. I think Grog might be upset if I use handle animal on him.
And you both look at Grog as he's sitting on the ground eating raw meat.
I don't think that's going to be a problem, Wilson. Anyway, hopefully Angus is much better now. And, we've been standing out here for a while with you on his shoulders. We should probably move on.
I agree. Everybody, let's mount up and head out.
Oh, alrighty then. I'll summon Misty.
Oh, does that mean I get to ride on a Chia since Grog's taken?
Oh, no, you don't.
And you see as Grog begins chasing Crystal, as she spurs to Chia, and it's kind of just like this Scooby-Doo slideshow of them all running in and through the grass, and all you can really see is Grog clearly plowing his way through.
And Wilson just hanging on for dear life.
Guys!
And you just hear Wilson kind of exclaim. But as they're all kind of goofing around, Clyde rides up to you and offers his hand. Hey, Snow, wanna ride with me on Haku? Get some alone time.
She looks nervously over at Angus.
He snorts, disgruntled. He looks at you, stamps his foot as if in warning. Meanwhile, everyone kind of catches up and recircles back with the group, and you kind of hear Crystal complaining, protesting even.
Wait, Grog, put me down. I want to ride the Woofer.
Now, Crystal, you know the rules. I'm your mount. At any rate, if you ride on that stupid wolf, you'll get ticks, seeing as you're clearly riding a tiny, puny, and inferior mount.
Well, excuse you.
And you see Grog walked over to Crystal and is lifting her off of Nichia, placing him on the back of his shoulders. And conversely, Wilson has now been placed on the ground and is kind of waddling on over to you.
Is he still small?
Yeah, he's 3 foot tall.
Oh my gosh.
Him? Snow? A little help?
Oh, Wilson, do you need upsies?
No! I need assistance mounting my majestic steed due to the curse which some witch put on me.
And he just kind of points over to Celia.
two things. First thing first, I'm a wizard. Second thing second, never say that again.
Same difference. It's all voodoo, mystical magic mumbo jumbo.
Of course I'll help you, Wilson. How can I say no to those cute little tiny eyes of yours? Oh no, it's like a child. Okay, hold on.
You know what? I don't need this from you guys. I'll figure this out on my own.
Yep, looking up at me as I look down on you. Okay, don't make eye contact.
And Wilson attempts a series of jumps, trying to get onto the back of the steed. Alas, to no avail, as he's barely able to get his head over the back of Angus's shoulders. Wilson, eventually defeated, saunters over to you and kind of pulls the back of your sleeve.
Hey, Snow.
Can I get upsies?
Oh, I'm sorry. She can't make eye contact with him because it's too childlike. Can't handle it. But she'll kind of like turn and just keep her eyes above his head. Yeah, of course.
Meanwhile, you're attempting to like maintain your composure. Clyde does not care. He just bursts out laughing. Oh, he said upsies.
Shut up, Clyde.
Come here, Wilson. Let's get this over with. And so she'll try and help him up onto Angus, and hopefully Angus doesn't kill me.
As you hoist little Wilson up, you begin to feel him gradually get heavier and heavier and heavier until eventually you're like kind of like holding a full-grown man, and like you're not holding him anymore. You're luckily just propping him up on the horse, and it seems as if the spell has worn off and he's returned to regular size.
Whoa! Oof!
What's your strength mod?
3.
Okay, cool. So you are fine. Suddenly the shift in weight and temporary growth in size throws you off, but through sheer force of will and your immense strength, you are still able to hold him up in the air, propping him up on the horse.
You know, to make this even more awkward, while he was still small, I was like kind of just singing this the Circle of Life song. At
this point, no one can contain their composure. It is beautiful. It is hilarious. And the entire group just stops everything they're doing and bursts out into laughter.
She's still kind of like holding him as he's in full size now.
Except for Wilson, whose face is just like shot blood red, and kind of like turns away from you, not wanting to look you in the eye defiantly, and just says, can you put me downsies?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yep, thank you.
Put him down, and I feel like he needs a moment to regain his own composure and dignity.
Dignity.
Yeah, dignity is the big one. I then move towards Grog and Crystal. I just thought about something. You guys used a health potion on Angus. How many of those do you have?
Well, let's see. I bought 5. I used one on the big guy, one on the horsey, and another one because I got fingered by a skeleton, so I got 2.
That is interesting math. Yes, that's math.
That's how math works, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess if we're going to be traveling together, it would be really good for us to party up. Are you guys already in a guild or up just a party or something else? I don't know what all this is, and she just kind of gestures to the whole of them.
It's a party, all right. Have you seen me dance before? I don't think so.
Yeah, but no, we're a party. We've been trekking across the plains, fighting wild boar and skeleton.
Okay. I'll send them both a party and friend request. So we're currently doing the fetch quest for the alchemist in the town of beginnings.
Oh, you too? We're doing that one. Yo, she's handing that out to everyone, isn't she?
Well, that's because she doesn't have anything. With Dark Savior 69 buying up all the stuff.
39!
Dark Savior 39?
Oh, I remember seeing that fellow.
Yeah, I think he's part of, Dark Guild.
Wait, is he Dark Savior 39?
No, silly, that'd be stupid. The Dark is part of the guild name, so it's actually just Savior 39, and the Dark goes before that.
Wait, Jam, was this premeditated?
No, it's just like you said to Tiffany earlier. Don't worry about it.
I am worried about it.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, do they accept the request?
Yes. In mere moments, you see as Crystal kind of helps Grog navigate through a few things, but eventually you both see that they are listed under your friends and under your party list.
Sweet. I smile, and I look at the party list in my HUD. Wow. Got a pretty big party right now. Maybe we could make our own guild at some point.
Yep. Nope. Don't think so.
Okay.
Why not? How many do we need?
10. I think maybe more. Like 12. 10's a weird number. 12, 24, 36. I don't know.
Now, you see, I'm not good at math, but I think we have more than 2, and that's less than 10.
I guess that's something we can think about then.
Well, while you're thinking, a horse walks in front of you. Snow, hey, you want to take me up on that offer? But Wilson kind of also indignantly rides up aside you.
Oh, Snow,
Hi.
Huh?
Clyde, if you cook me a really good meal, I guess I'll consider it. She winks at him and then proceeds over towards Wilson and Angus.
And Wilson helps you up. Also, I love how you started this plan, right? You were going to be a solo player, right? By yourself. You were going to be edgy. You were going to be the Kiriko.
That's never
Do you know what happened?
I collected people.
I'm controlling 6 NPCs.
I collected people? It's like it's like herding cats? Playing with me is herding cats?
Absolutely. Anyways, as you mount up on Angus, your party finally begins to move away from the hill. You notice that Clyde is not paying any attention and that he's actually kind of just having Haku instinctually follow Angus. He seems very focused on something in his menus. Meanwhile, Celia has summoned Misty and is mounted up on her majestic summoned steed, and Crystal, to much of Grog's disappointment, forces her way onto the back of Nichia. As you're traveling, please roll your survival as you are assisting with navigation.
See, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I have a terrible sense of direction.
Roll it anyways.
And apparently not today. I have a 20 total.
Well, good for you. As you actually do manage to travel a good distance. The sun has fully risen into the sky, and it seems that you reach the end of this territory as a new area on your map lights up. And Wilson exclaims,
Guys, I see the woods!
Wait, you see a tree?
Yeah, a whole tree. Not just a tree, but trees. Multiple trees. Lots of them. A wood.
Oh, finally, it looks like we'll be able to complete this quest after all.
Yes, finally, thank God. No, Jim, stop that. Stop it. No, we're close.
I'm allowed to roll dice. In response to your you hear a rustling in the grass.
No, please.
And you notice there are a lot of mounds nearby.
Jim, please. We're so close.
And you see tiny little furry brown rodents poke their heads up from the ground and scream back at you. It's a bunch of meerkats. They've responded to your call.
I scream back at them in surprise. Ah!
And this goes on for like 3 minutes.
I'm probably just having fun at this point, though.
Grog kind of chimes in as he's just watching this majestic scene unfold before him.
I've never seen someone so close to nature before.
Yeah, I agree. She's rather impressive, if I do say so myself.
All right, guys. Well, I feel like after a long day's travel or combat early in the morning, objective in sight, we've earned ourselves a rest.
And with that, your party finally does reach the edge of the Enchanted Forest. And I think that's where we're going to end this week's episode of the Sword Art Online Odd Campaign. Thank you, Foundlings, for joining us for today's episode. If you're enjoying the story so far, make sure that you hit that follow or subscribe button on whichever platform you're listening on, whether it be YouTube, Spotify, Podchaser, you know the works. Make sure to leave us a rating, review, or comment on the video wherever you're listening. And for those of you listeners who have returned to this episode after it's been renewed, thank you. We hope you enjoyed some of the changes and additions as well as the renewal of some of the original content.
All right. And as always, we want to give a big thank you and shout out to Michael Gelfi, Dark Fantasy Studio, and Monument Studios for allowing us to use their music and ambience in today's episode. And also, there's some really great ways that you guys can support the podcast, whether or not that's sharing with a friend, family member, fan of maybe even an SAO, who knows? They give us a lot of hate mail. I don't know. I'm kidding. We've never gotten hate mail. We've never gotten mail. So there we go. As always, you can also pick up some merchandise or go to our Patreon and support the show monetarily that way. So thank you, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys!